Let's try that one instead. Hello, hello, hello. Yes, I made it. uh, Not any time I expected. Today started out wonky. It never stopped. I mean, it just snowballed. And it wasn't anything critical. Like, we're all fine. The plumbing's fine. It was just nothing went the way or went through the way I wanted. Everything I tried to do just didn't work and took forever. And another thing is, I have a bookcase. It's out of the sight of the camera over there. And earlier, a couple months ago, I took a lot of the books out of there because the shelves were not holding the books anymore. It's a really good bookcase, but it was a really crappy system underneath the shelf. It was just a metal thing that stuck into the side of the bookcase, right, and the shelf sat on it, and those bent. And being the bookaholic that I am, and being that was where I had my knitting and spinning books, it just finally, the shelves wouldn't stay up and were leaning down and on top of each other, and hubby said, I can fix this for you. But hubby works on his own timetable, and it's been a while. He's had the ideas, and he was, but he's got to have the right kind of day to work on it because he likes to work outside if it's nice weather. On and on and on, right? He started working on it today. So it's half done, and I'm quite excited about that, but that's in my stream room. And although that might have been an exciting stream to watch, especially our relating to each other, but he has got two of the shells braced, and I like the way he did it, and it's going to work fine. So I'm very happy about that. I have in my dining room, which is the next room over, 3 stacks of books that are about 3 feet tall, and they're gonna eventually end up back on that shelf, and I'm going to be so happy when that happens. I went through them hard when I took them out. I put a few, that are going to half price, and I'm trying to be ruthless, but boy, it's hard. I get old spinning books. I am not going to get rid of those. Some of the pattern books, I looked at them and I would want to do maybe 1 or 2 patterns, and I thought, oh, fine, I'll copy the pattern and keep it as a paper copy and get rid of the book. Well, it just wasn't real convenient to try to use my printer as a copier because of its location and on a computer desk that is full of this great big streaming system, right? And so I gave that up, and now I'm working on, I'll get rid of those books as quickly as I can, right? You know how it goes. Love books. Hard to get rid of books. Books are friends. Who wants to get rid of a friend? So, we're going to do some spinning today. I am all done shopping. I've gotten a couple packages, but I can't talk about them right now. And I am going to go on to my next big goal, which is get the last of my Shave 'em to Save 'em passport fibers processed and spun and submitted. And that's going to be all through the summer up to, if I could get it done by Tour de Felice, I'd be ecstatic, but I don't think it's going to happen. We'll see. The really nice thing about it is I only need 4 ounces. And like the fiber that's behind me for the Jacob, I got a whole pound. So I just need to do the 4 ounces right now. Now that means I got to make it at a point to finish up the rest of the pound and not let it hang around for years. And maybe that's what's going to happen on Tour de Felice. I'll just be doing a lot of the finish work. So we'll see. There's always a to-do list, and I like the fact that I get an enormous amount of spinning done because I have a lot of time, right? But there's always a to-do list. Anyway, let's go over here where I started out, and I'm going to see if I can move this camera right here and take a look at that fiber. Is that not just a wonderfully fun fiber? This is Jacob. I bought it raw. It's a pound, like I said. This, of course, is just a part of it. And this is what it looked. I mean, when I got it, it was all mixed up like this. And of course, when anybody has a fleece that has multicolors in it, like a Jacob always does, the first decision has to be, do I want the colors together or do I want to separate them? And I didn't really know for sure, but I have worked with enough Jacob over the years where I separated the color. I thought that probably it would be a good idea to try this one, not separating it. And so I went into the washing process thinking that way. I just washed it all together as it came off the fleece. I picked the fiber open first before I washed it. Let me tell you, this fiber didn't look dirty when I was working. It had the lanolin. I mean, obviously it was like lots and lots of lanolin, and the vegetable matter was falling out, but it did not have a lot of really dirty areas because I didn't buy the entire fleece. This is like buying the prime part of a fleece, and of course, you know, you pay a higher price when you do it that way, but that was fine with me. And I thought, oh, this isn't bad, but I was looking at it and I thought, boy, that white's not really very white. It's, you know, it kind of looks brown white or whatever, not thinking about how it could probably be dirty and not physically look dirty. And that was exactly the truth. I put my first hot soapy water in the sink and I dropped this in there and I put the fleece under that hot water, and it was like boom, instant brown water. There was so much in there and it just floored me. So what I did was, instead of letting it soak in that dirty brown water, I released it right away. Now if I'd realized that, I would have probably just used hot water to begin with and got some of that off and then used a thing of soap. But as it turned out, I used 2 sinkfuls of soap, and I was doing, this was Scour. Okay, not soap, but Scour. Hi, Mass Bandit. And so I used the second one of Scour, and you know, it was way, way cleaner. And I did 8 ounces at a time, so I did half of it at each wash. Well, when I spread this out to dry, it was like, boom, the white is there. It's not really brown, it's white, and I'm so happy with that. So this is the Jacob that is for the Shave 'em to Save 'em passport, and I need to do 4 ounces of yarn, and I have to decide exactly how I want to do it. And like I said, I'm following through with my decision that I'm going to mix the colors. I am not going to try and pull them out separate. Been there, done that. It's cool. It kind of makes a self-striping yarn. I mean, you can spin a self-striping yarn doing that, but I'm kind of in a hurry, right? I'm a little bit more on a deadline than when I was messing with it that way. So I have decided that I am going to drum card it together. So now I have to find out if my decision's right, and I did that. Let me move this. And put this on here by drum carding one bat. I will spin this today. I'm going to split it in half and put each half on a bobbin and ply it and see if I'm happy with that yarn, and then also see if one carding is enough. And the reason I am a little up in the air yet, so this is the front side and it looks gorgeous, but when you turn it over on the back side, all of the not so gorgeous stuff is there. See that it's just not, this is what sits in the deepest in the teeth, and so it doesn't get as brushed as much. It's the first that goes on and it keeps getting pushed down and down. So a lot of times you have to card a second time in order to get a bat that looks like this on both sides. I'm not going to take the time to do that. I also am testing today to see if my decision's okay, if I'm okay with the kind of yarn I get if I don't card it twice. Not only is it going to save me time, But the problem is, if the more I card it, the more I'm going to blend those colors, and I'm trying to go a little bit more variation in the colors so that I get a pretty good tweed. I don't want barber pole. I might get a little bit, but it's not going to be barber pole. I mean, I'm going for that definite tweedy look yarn. So we'll see how it works out and how it spins. And then after I do that, I will go on and card the rest of 4 ounces. This is probably not quite an ounce. My big drum carder holds about a 7/8 of an ounce. I can pack it and get an ounce back, but I don't usually do that. So I'm, figuring maybe 5 bats total to get my 4 ounces. But we'll see after I spin this, weigh it, and that sort of thing. It depends how much, if I have waste while I'm spinning it or whatever. So this is Jacob Fiber. I really did think that after the day was just going so wonky all day long that an hour of sitting here and spinning would be wonderful. And if I'm going to sit here and spin, I'll stream. I'll just go ahead and stream. Now let's see if I'm plugged in. Yes, I'm plugged in. Okay. I have problems with this plug sometimes. Oh, so I can do this. There we go. Alright, that's pulling in way too much because I was plying. The last thing I did was plying. Come back out. Let's see here. Well, that feels pretty good. See how it goes. Get myself comfortable. When I have a bat, I just take and pull right straight down the bat. I can pull little pieces. It isn't exactly like rope, pulling off roving. I'm just going to start out real simple here and use a little bit. Are you sewing, Mass Bandit? Are you trying your patterns out from your stream? Now that I don't have to type and I can talk to you more, I will tell you I have a sewing machine with the embroidery function also. It has been probably 5 years or so since I've done anything because it sits in an upstairs room and I have been unable to routinely get up to that room to work. So instead of bringing it down, I have put that on the back burner. But I have a few softwares that have patterns, but they're really basic. Nothing. Your collection of patterns was just real exciting. What fun. The best project I made was I took a heavy cotton, not poplin, I'm trying to think of it, it was a really pretty heavy cotton, and put Christmas design on it. I cut them out so that they were good covers for photo albums, and I personalized them for members in family. And so there's a photo, I put a little bit of padding underneath on top of the cover so that it was somewhat padded. I was happy with it. I thought it turned out pretty good. In fact, I have mine. I could have shown it. But anyway, the other thing I did, my husband used to have to wear work shirts, and I did his name and appliance repair tech underneath that on his shirts. He was so tickled. He wanted that because the company he worked for, he was a self-contractor, so he didn't really have anybody that would do it for him. But that, other than practicing some other stuff and playing with it. And I have never really done towels like you are talking about, and didn't do any baby items because didn't really have any babies to make for. So it was fun and a lot of good ideas. Oh, I like that gray looking. Gray. Ooh, I like that. I like that. You can't see it very well on there, but I think it's going to be really exactly what I wanted. Not going to have too much of a sample with half a bat here. If you think it's around not even quite half an ounce each bobbin, so won't be too much of a skein. I'm still getting shortcuts and lumps in here. I don't think I can get that out. There we go. Definitely a pinch and pull drafting. I'm not trying to do any kind of long draw with this. I want pretty much as thin as I can get with it, as smooth as I can get with it. Of course, at this point the whole project is to make the yarn. I have no idea what I'll knit with it, but if it turns out like the kind of yarn I like, it'll depend what kind of yardage I get, but it would really be pretty as lace, cowl, or shawl. Not a shawl, won't have enough for that. Scarf. Yep, I need to move my bobbin. I need to move my hook. Oh, I love it. I'm so excited. I get so excited when... I love it when a plan comes together. I get so excited when it works the way I envision it. The only thing that might happen is when I do go ahead and ply it, I'll lose some of that marled look. It is super warm here today. One of the whole things about not streaming at my normal time, at any normal time, I originally got up this morning thinking I'd get on at my 11 o'clock time that I have used before on Tuesdays. Well, that didn't work at all. I mean, we were still in the midst of lots of stuff, and hubby was working on the bookcase in here in this room and all sorts of things. But anyway, the other thing that was concerning me when I got up is we were in the midst of a thunderstorm, and I watched the weather, and they told me that they were sure that that thunderstorm was going to clear out and we would have a good day and afternoon, and then another system would come in towards the evening. And I was like, I don't want to be streaming and lose my electric and that sort of thing. I had to watch and see. But yeah, the sun's shining right now, and obviously the system's not here yet, which is good. No problems. second thing I did today. We have a long lane. Not to the point of walking in it. Boy, this is over twisting. I need to go down on the speed. Uptake there. We have a very long lane, and I am not up to walking it yet, but I did drive the car to the end of the lane and get the mail and drive back. That's the first I've driven for 5 weeks since before the surgery. It felt fine, not a problem as far as pressing on the pedals and everything. I actually could go up and down the steps to get out to the car. That's another thing that had to be, and I am excited about that because that's important. So anyway, I have one more week. I'll get a doctor a week from today, and life will resume. It'll resume the way it was. Oh my goodness. Yeah, you were streaming quite a while, and that's not, I see people eating on stream a lot. I could not do that. I just unless, of course, maybe we're playing a game and they can't see my face, right? But so anyway, absolutely got to get something to eat. Okay, I got something sharp in here. Where is it? Where is it? There it is. You're an early riser, too. I'm an early riser. Of course, the reason I got up at 6 this morning was that the thunder and lightning woke me up. But normally I'm up by then anyway. This fiber is so soft. It's super soft wool. That's another thing that's pretty cool because I've had other Jacob that wasn't quite as soft. This one is particularly soft. The problem with drum carding is it won't get this kind of stuff out. It just leaves it right in there. You want that stuff out, you got to comb. So I'm sitting here picking that out, and I'm fine with that. If I'm going to spin a 4-ounce skein, I'll pick it out. You know what? I need to move my camera better. I moved it to show the flavor. There we go. There we go. don't have Veggie here going, camera. That's the other thing I'm probably getting ready to try. Not today, sometime next week, is my treadle spinning wheel. Miss my Aura. Mostly because what I got to spin has a lot. Right, they're all 8 ounces, or like this is a pound. I need the bigger bobbins. So it's time to get that back out. Okay, my mic cover is attracting the fiber. It's clinging to it. Oh, do I divide it? I'll tell you what, I'll take the big fat part down here and spin that. And then I can stretch it out, like draft it out. So if I figure 5 bats for 4 ounces of yarn, I need 10 bats total. No, I need 16 bats total for the whole pound. Woohoo! That's a lot of spinning. It's a lot of carding. You know, I really need to get my t-shirt out that says "Let me overthink this." I swear I'll wear that Thursday on the stream, unless it gets cold. But anyway, I'm sitting here thinking, what would happen? This is all the same length fiber, so what would happen if I would pull top? Well, it would probably work on my big combs. I gotta stick with the plan. That's one of the ways you get things done, is stick with the plan. But that would eliminate all these things I'm pulling out of there. Sounds like a lot of yarn. I don't know. We'll figure out here. Uh, well, I'll figure out better with the 4 ounces once I get how many yards I got. Trying to think what my average 4 ounce. Maybe 200 yards. Well, let's see. And that'd be 800 yards. Be a nice amount of yardage. I can reevaluate my statement that I was going to make a scarf, because I really think it would make more than that. I actually have a hat already knit out of Jacob. I don't think I have that in the hat basket here. I'll look here in a minute. Because I wear it all the time in the winter. No, I know it's in the other basket. Anyway, this should be it for this bobbin. This is how spinners swatch, by the way. Pretty cool, isn't it? I really like that. Is that any different? Oh, can't see it up there. The light's too crappy. You take one little bit, process it the way you're going to do it, and spin yourself a mini skein, or a tiny skein. It's not even a mini skein. Mini skein's usually 60 yards. This will probably be, I'm guessing, 10, 12 yards. I'm guessing. We'll see how close I am. Very pretty. Thank you. It's what I wanted. I mean, I'm so excited because it's exactly the way I wanted it to look. I may even knit a swatch with it. Not today, but while I'm sitting around. After I left the Stream Mass Man, did you keep working on designs? You didn't do any of the sewing on stream, did you? Will you do any of the sewing on stream? The design on stream? I like that I'm able to talk and you have to type now. I wasn't doing anything. Like I said, I was just sitting out on the porch, so I didn't mind talking and typing. Yeah, I can see where it's pretty much, that's a big setup. I know I have seen others sewing on stream, and my computer is sitting on the desk. You have to almost have a separate table with a camera. I also wanted to compliment you on having the photo slideshow set up. I was enjoying seeing all that. Um, that's on my to-do list too. I am still at the point where I can't sit at a desk like this very long. Um, Hour and a half is my limit, and I'm being careful because I don't want to get involved in something and push myself because I think, oh, I'll just do this a little bit more and I'll get it done, right? That kind of thing. So all that's kind of on hold for another 2 months. Then it shouldn't be a problem at all. But I like yours. Beautiful work. Another part is I have to go back so many years, and that again, like we were talking about storage, storing from past computers. They're on CDs, and I looked at the um, external, and they are certainly reasonable. The thing I'm not 100% sure is if I'm buying the right one. Um, and I think I'm going to need two, actually. I think I'm going to need one for CDs and another one for the floppies, the 3.5s, because I have stuff on that kind of hard, where they're not floppy, but they're hard and they're, that 3.5 inch or whatever. Oh, that's cool. A floor stand. See, I have one of those clippy things I clipped on my um, floor stand's a pretty cool idea. Yeah. And, yeah, that's really cool idea. So you could sew and have it pointed at the sewing machine. I'm pretty sure that's what they're doing. Yeah, well, here again, my spinning wheel, this one can make a lot of noise. I don't think people mind it too much. If you try and talk a lot, maybe while it's going, but if you're actually doing something, they're just going to watch what you're doing. You got both from Amazon. You got both of the CD and the floppy. Is that what you're talking about? I haven't put a CD one in my cart yet, but I put the 3.5 in because I found it. Yeah, okay. Well, I appreciate your help with that because it's not just, it is some of my Yarn Spinner Tales stuff too. It's not just family photos, although there's tons of those too, but I don't know. With this technology thing, I don't know when we're going to be able to stop transferring things. Nothing is permanent except paper. And paper's not permanent because obviously it can get damaged. It's one of those things you have to learn to let go of, and sometimes I have a hard time with that. Especially now that there's so much digital, it's so easy to get this stuff already in the digital format, but you gotta save it and transfer it and on and on. So for months and months I was sitting in here saying, oh my god, I'm so cold, my feet are cold. I'm too hot. It's too hot today. I don't have the air on. It's the humidity. It's very, very humid. And there's a lot of humidity in the house. And I should have, I should keep the house closed up, but we don't. We're too in and out so much that it's not worth it. until it gets really super hot. Then I do. I'm going to go ahead and ply this. It's not what I usually do in normal spinning or big amounts of spinning. Like to let the single sit for a while, but being a sample, this was basically how I did my breed studies. I wouldn't have this much fiber, but last year I was doing this a lot. Spin 2 bobbins, ply it, and then knit a swatch on the stream. And do that for carded and do that for combed. That was a full year project, and fortunately I don't have to do that much anymore, and maybe now and then, like a different breed or whatever. But I have a very, very nice breed file now. What the yarn looks like from all these different sheep. Oh, you couldn't get the clip to work? Yeah. I just happened to have a very flat, no decoration edge to the desk because it's a pretty basic desk. And I put a pad of sticky notepad, underneath that clip so that the clip isn't pressing straight on the desk, because I think that spring on that clip would probably make a dent in the desk. I think I saw the stands, but I'm in a very tight quarters here, and I thought, oh, that's just one more thing. I gotta walk, get around, move around, whatever. So I tried the clip. Anyway, I thought I missed my planned 10 a.m. stream, and 3 o'clock I still wasn't quite ready, so I thought, well, try different times. I want to sit here and spin. It's a good time. Supper's all made. I have to warm it up. I have to stick it in the oven. I froze lasagna from a big batch, and so I just have to put that in the oven, warm it up. Oh, I forgot my scales. Oh, that's alright. I don't need it. I was thinking of what I'm going to spin next, which is tunas. And it's already prepped fiber. And it's in a 4-ounce skein. And I was thinking I was going to split that skein in half, but I don't have to. Because I bought 2. I can put it all... Oh, well, it's not going to all fit on one bobbin, but I don't have to split the fiber. I don't have to worry about it. Now I just randomly split that bat and it does not feel like, I think I have more on this bobbin than I do on the other one. You don't have the other bobbin in the, there we go. Still didn't have my camera right. Oh my gosh. You are kidding me. You're going to get a check for 28 cents. Well, let's hear it for balancing the till, right? But, you know, paste a quarter and 3 pennies on an index card, wrap it up in something like that says, "We really appreciate your business," and send it to you. That's hysterical. Okay, we got the noisy bobbin. Probably should dig out a different bobbin, but I keep using the same 3 and apologizing for the noisy bobbin. It is magic. Abracadabra. Yeah, well, it's just a little quicker than cross stitch to see the final product and set, you know, but when you put each of those little cross stitches together and then you finally get that whole image, it's like magic too, you know. Especially if it's a really detailed one with a lot of different colors and shadings and that sort of thing. But it is magic. I will give you that and tell anybody that asks. They can do it. They can do the magic too. Uh-oh. Piece of hay. Now I'm going to have a little more texture to the knitting because The each of the singles has periodic, little bit thicker areas, and you put the two of them together, those thicker areas don't go away. So I am going to have a very textured, and I like that. I like that look. Okay, it's, to me, looks like hand spun. And it's not that I have anything wrong with spinning really beautiful yarn that rivals commercial yarn. I just kind of like the rustic, organic look. You don't get that as much with the white wools, because you don't see the texture as much with white wools as you do with the darker wools. Now I think I can pull that one out. I guess I will skein this off, but then stick it in some hot water and give it a bath, just to be 100% final on what the skein looks like. Shouldn't change too much as far as, it's not going to change in color, but it might change in thickness a little bit. Puff up a little bit. Oh man, I love that. I love that. I'm so happy people raise sheep. It's a lot of work, a lot of responsibility. Gotta be around all the time, you know. Thank goodness for the farmers. Ooh, I'm gonna come out pretty even, looks like. Can't really, you guys can't see. See? Looks like it's gonna come out pretty even. I eyeballed that pretty good. Uh-oh. You must have had your computer not typing, though. Tell you, my cat's not been very sociable. He's alright. He's just got things to do, naps to take, and you know, mice to chase, all sorts of things like that. So he's not been very social lately. He will come in at night and curl up beside me for a while. But I think he takes off after I go to sleep, because he's not there in the morning. Alright, I'm just doing a real quick join here of the last little bit. Nope, that didn't work. Let's try again. Alright. Overlap the ends. Let some twist in there, and you're good to go. I am seeing what's called kemp, and that's those white, stiff, bristly hairs in this fleece. Jacob is considered a primitive breed. It should have kemp. I mean, the genetics are there for it. Jacob used to be so primitive that it would rue, which is a word for the wool falling off all by itself. It's like shedding. It would come off in clumps as the new coat was coming in. That was a characteristic of a really, really primitive sheep breed. And it only has been recently, there are still Jacobs that do that. So I have no idea if that's how this fleece came off, but there are Jacobs they have to shear also. Alright, I'm going to put this on a nitty knotty. I can reach it behind me here. One, two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I need to 9, 10. I need to stop here a minute and move this table out of the way. It's in my way. There we go. And I'm going to check the reps per inch. It's a little thicker than I thought it would be. It's fuzzier. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Exactly what I thought. 12 reps per inch. Very nice. Very nice reps per inch to knit with for a hand spun. Alright, so that was 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 23, 24, 25. Okay, I was off by half. I said 12, well, it's 12 reps per inch, but I also said 12 yards, and it is 25 yards. Hi, Snoring Cat. This is Jacob, and I just finished the only bat that I made of it because I'm doing a test of it. I have a pound of it washed, and I wanted to see what a bat would spin up as when it was all carded together instead of separating the colors. And I love it. And as soon as I get this tied, I'll show you. So I'm swatching fiber. It is for the Passport, the SESE. I bought a pound and washed it, and that's what it looks like. Pretty cool. I am so happy with that. I love Jacob. This is really soft. It's very soft. I will show you fleece of many colors. This is what the fleece looks like washed. Isn't that pretty? So I like it all carded together. That's what the plan is, to do the required 4 ounces. The skein of yarn for the Passport. Probably will go on and do all of it that way. It's so soft. It's really nice. It's really nice. Spins great. And I forgot to bring the card in where I got it from. But I got it online. Last year when I was doing the 52 weeks of sheep, I got it. And the Passport fibers, and I've put off the ones that needed processed, right? So now I have to do that. Oh, that pen isn't writing. Let's see here. Jacob, SESE, that. And I had 25 yards, and it's 12 wraps per inch, 2 ply. So that is going to be what the yarn is for the Passport. Put a few more ties on here. Wouldn't this make a pretty? You know what? I was on your stream last night. I totally forgot to talk to you and ask you some questions I had about the sheep to shawl. Not the judging or anything like that. The actual weaving of the shawls. So I'll catch you. Maybe I'll catch you tonight and ask you. I know what it was. It was because I didn't really want to type. I was laying in bed and I didn't really want to type. But I want to make you type either. And, ooh, I can show you what I got my daughter. When we had our discussion about warp, I got her pre-wound Tencel warp and 2 cones of Tencel to go with it. Oh, you want to see that? I have to, give me a minute. I'm going to mute and go get it. Enjoy the violets. Those violets were from my yard. I mean, since I don't live in an urban environment, I have field instead of grass, right? And sometimes they're just, the area back behind my house is just carpeted in those purple violets like that. Violets have always been my favorite flower. As a young girl, I broke my father up, and he would tell me about it over and over and over again because I rescued a violet from the city park by taking a trowel and digging it up and planting it in our flower garden. Um, so, there's so many things about that that's wrong, but you're 7 years old, 8 years old, whatever. But yes, I've always loved violets. And to finish up here, the Jacob, it came from, it's called Caney May. I'm going to write it here. I'm not going to try and go look for the website link. Handmade wool products. It obviously needed to be rescued. Yes, it was so obvious to me. You don't belong here, you belong at my house. That is where I got, and she's local to me. I live in Kentucky. I live near Louisville. She's in Frankfort, Kentucky. So I got it by mail because it was 2020, right? But she was local, and that was pretty cool. So now let's go to this one and get this camera in here. Now, unfortunately, do I want to unwrap this? This is a gift. I'm not sure I should unwrap it. I do see a strand here. Does that work? It's brown or gold. And this is standard black. And then this is the warp. And I think I can get it out of here. I think I can get it out of here without it. Yeah, I can. Isn't that pretty? And it is the one I had shown the picture of. So there it is in person. Yeah. Okay, this is for weaving. These are weaving yarns, cones. And this here, somebody has dyed tencel, all these colors, and made it a warp in a bundle so that there's somewhere in here is the ends, and I'm not going to say where because I don't want to undo it, but the ends that you would put through your reed and tie up and everything for the warp. Okay, it's called a pre-wound warp. My daughter has a loom. My daughter is graduating with a master's May 23rd, and I got her this as her woohoo gift, right? You're finally done with school. So this would be the weft, which goes back and forth. So she would have to wind this on a bobbin and then do the back and forth throwing. And they are both tencel. I know. I will absolutely make sure that it gets shown off, but she's starting a new job. She's raising an 8-year-old. She's running a household of 4 people, counting herself. So it's probably going to be a while, and hopefully we're still streaming. I don't care. I'm so excited to give it to her because I know she would not expect this at all. I threw a hint her way one time. I said, you're going to need gifts. You need to put up, like you do for Christmas, a wish list, for graduation gifts. And then I said, and you're getting an office. You're getting your own office. So just go ahead and put office stuff that you want for your office on there, So I'm totally not getting her office stuff. I never did get to find out what the actual name and make of her loom was. There was just no way. I mean, come on, we know each other really well. I started asking questions. She's gonna like, why are you asking? So I will get that information later after she gets her gift. This is all the fiber. That's all the Jacob I gotta do. 2 bats a day. 16 bats. A week worth of work. All right, I am just going to do a little bit more streaming. That break was something that I need to do. They have been, telling me to watch how much time I sit without walking. Ironically, walking is better for the healing on the knee, and sitting long periods of time stiffens it up, right? So I do watch, and it was good to go walk and get that. So I'll go ahead and get a little bit of the next fiber started, and then we'll work some more on it Thursday. This is Tunis, which is also the Shave 'Em Save 'Em. I have the passport sticker for it. Let me get my book here. There it is. It's a Tunis. I just bought this in April. I needed 2 more fibers, and so I bought Tunis and Clune Forest. This one comes from the lady that I've been buying everything under the sheep with a face label, or these, the way they are processed like this. And this one here is from her own sheep, so the label's a little different, but a lot of times they always put a picture of the sheep on the label, and they always will say a little description of it underneath there. But in this particular case, I think the fact they put it grown and processed within 100 miles here in Arizona, right? And she raises Tunis. The cool part about this, I don't know, Snoring Cat, if you've ever been on a stream when I've opened one of these, but they are center pole fiber. And I had never run into that before until I started buying fiber from this Wohala Tunis. That's her name, Wohala Tunis. And they're all processed that way. And she sells a lot of different fibers, so she's really worth checking out. Now, I'm buying 4 to 8 ounces. She's not the quantity like you're looking for, okay? But it's good for your oddball fiber, maybe, that you're just going to do for one-time project or something like that. Really nice, really nice. Prep roving, she says, as she pulls out a piece of hay. And ironically, I did Tunis twice last year, but neither one of them were passport vendors. So I had to buy, I had to buy more Tunis. Tunis is a little rougher than like Romney. It's really good basic wool yarn. You have a mill that can do that. Oh. Well, she just does, and the storage is, I mean, think about roving in braids and stuff like that. I don't know. It just was like, oh, this is a cool idea. So I guess it's a certain setting on maybe one of the mini mills or something. She told me in my email when I was corresponding with her about buying this in the Clune Forest, she took 735 pounds of various different fibers to the mill that she uses. Because this is the time of year they're shearing, and she goes within, like she says, 100 miles of her farm, and goes to all these places that are just raising a few sheep and getting their fiber, right? And basically buying it. I'm sure, I have no idea how she runs her business, but she has all of that wool then as her inventory, and the mill does it in this format I just showed you, and then she sells it. I don't know. I'm always really fascinated by how people run a fiber business. I mean, I did it for a while. I did it for about 4 years. And it was always vending at fiber fairs. It was not internet, although I do have an Artfire store. Now, Artfire got eaten up by Etsy, and I don't want to do business with Etsy, so I still have that. I'm grandfathered into the Artfire. I had it so many years ago when they first came on that I can keep that store, and it's in my to-do list to, start filling it with something, but don't know yet, because I don't think I will go back to vending at fiber fairs. I have so much more fun shopping. It's just so much more fun to shop. But it fascinates me when somebody finds a niche business in the fiber, and we pretty much always have to find some kind of niche, right? Because we're not going to be, there's only so many wooleries and that sort of thing. It interests me, the niches that people find. This spins really nice, although I am going to be doing a pinch and pull. I'm not going to try and long draw it. I feel I want to control and smooth the yarn as much as possible. I have spun her a modified long draw. I have spun her preparations. In fact, you can see I can do it there. Just like that. It works really well. Actually, maybe I'll continue doing that. I'm getting really tired of that. I have so much white wool spun in that style. Probably a good thing, because I'm getting about the same wraps per inch and all of that. And I need to have a dye day. After I get the Shave 'em to Save 'em all done, I'm going to do a lot of dyeing, both fiber and these yarns. I'm not going to keep them white, I don't think. Yeah, Artfire still exists. It does. And the other bad thing is the Yarn Spinner's Tales was only associated with verbal podcasts at that time. So I didn't call my shop Yarn Spinner's Tales. For two reasons. That doesn't sound like you're vending something. It sounds like you're telling them something, right? You're maybe selling stories, and that's not what Artfire or any of these craft internet places are. So I picked a totally made up word, and I have no idea, except I liked the way it sounded, and it's called Zavagant. It starts with a Z, and it is still on Artfire. It has no inventory right now. It's sleeping. And I could go the other route. I could develop my own website under Yarn Spinner's Tales. I have the domain. The domain, though, hosts the podcast right now. I mean, that's the only thing that it's good for, and I'm not so sure I can connect. I'm pretty sure I can create a website and connect it with that, but I don't think I can make a true Yarn Spinner's Tales website on it. It's just there to connect with Libsyn. I have so many things I want to do. I thought I'd get so much more done when I was retired. And it just, everything takes so much time, doesn't it? It takes so much time. Okay, I'm getting too much twist in this. I'm not paying attention. Let's fix this. First of all, I'm going to oil it. Now I have oil in my hands. Where's my towel? And then I am going to use that. I noticed when I was doing all of the purchasing that of things that I found when I was doing the Maryland Sheep and Wool Virtual. The website shopping carts looked the same. And I wondered if they were Squarespace. I think they probably are. And that's what I would have to do. Then link it with yarnspinnerstales.com. That's good to know. I know that you need pictures, you need description, and I'm an eBayer from years ago, right? I used to sell on eBay quite a bit. It wasn't fiber. It wasn't a fiber hobby. It, believe it or not, was stamp collecting. And I was, after my father passed away, who was the stamp collector that got me into stamp collecting as a child, but I was dispersing his inventory and after he passed away. So I did a lot of eBay that way. But I haven't done eBay for a long time after that, once I was done with that. But it's you're setting yours up on Squarespace. If you already have Square, it's easy because the credit card processing is already there. Okay. Alrighty. Which to do is the highest priority right now? The highest priority is more here at home, because that has an awful lot to do with developing an inventory. So that's first. A little better. Still getting a little kinky, but I got a curly Q in there. And I will have to say, when I was doing all that shopping, I didn't mind going to Etsy stores, but I have heard people saying that they're not real happy with how Etsy ups the percentage. I've heard they up the percentage after a while, as your store expands and things like that. So I thought, well, best to avoid that then. You were there a long time. Okay, on Etsy. It was awesome at the beginning, but after they sold, it became very corporate. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Well, and uh, I mean, I really like Etsy because I mean, it used to be just really truly handmade, and I like the inclusion of the vintage because I love that kind of stuff, and it's a great way to shop, for that online. So that I enjoyed the changes they made that way, but I had no experience with them as a seller. It's still a good place to start. Okay. But once you are starting to have some sales and following, it's much better to build your own site in regards to fee and etc. I think so too. The problem I have with, okay, if you have your own site, is there a way for it to notify the website to notify you have a sale? That's my biggest concern, is missing a sale. And of course that can be remedied by checking it every day, and it's not something I'm in the habit of doing, but can make it a business. If it's a business, I need to be in the habit of doing that. So I suppose that's the only answer. But when you're with Artfire, eBay, any of those, you get a message in your email. You have a sale. And every once in a while, eBay, something will sell on eBay, because I do still have the stamp stuff listed there. There's not much, but every once in a while something will sell, and hubby will say, I think you better check eBay, because he reads email. I don't as much, but he keeps me in contact pretty good. Depends on which shopping cart you're using, but I would think that all of them have notification systems now. Okay. The hardest part for me, the thing that I really truly should sell, is the hand spun yarn. And I have a very, very hard time with that. I'm not even sure making something out of the hand spun yarn and then selling it is any better. So, my shop doesn't really have a purpose yet. I am not raising fiber of any kind. Um, and the best I could do is home process a fleece that I get and sell that, and I don't really feel like that's not a niche. It's kind of a saturated market. So I have no business plan, basically, right? That's why I'm not doing it. Now, I sell the Spinner's Journal through a website called Lulu, and you know that's fine. I don't have to do anything about that because it's a publish on demand site. So I set up the Spinner's Journal. They have the specs to publish it, and somebody buys one, they publish one and sends it out to them. Like that. I would be more apt to do things like that more so than an actual website where I'm selling fiber and yarn. But again, unless I put that Lulu link And I do have it on my Twitch page, the About Me page. I have that link there. But it's not intuitive with Yarn Spinner's Tales at all, because it's like a total different website and called the Spinner's Journal, right? The only connection would be if you buy one, I will. Oh no, that's not true. I have given them away as gifts in Tour de Fleece, and when I did that, I got I was gonna say I'd autograph it, but I can't when it's through Lulu. But when I have inventory here of the book, then I will go ahead and autograph it and send it to the prize winner. Maybe I'll do that on the Twitch team this year. That might be pretty cool. I didn't think we had that many spinners that, on the team. And it didn't seem like there were prizes. There were prizes, weren't there? Yeah, I'll have to think about that. There are shortcuts in this fiber. And of course, this is roving. It's just gonna be in there. I got little lumps and bumps. On the most part, it's spinning pretty spin. It's still slightly over twisted. Can't find a happy medium here. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you, Snoring Cat, for the bits. I really do appreciate it. I just love it when you come hang out and chat. Anybody. It's just so boring to sit here and talk to yourself. Oh, goodness. It's very dark outside. It's just raining, although we are supposedly in for a very stormy night. It was a dark and stormy night. So, I may or may not have internet tonight to join you, Snoring Cat. We'll see.
Alright, let's bring that beat down.
I am going to call it quits at the end of this fiber. Oh my gosh. Why did you tell me the camera was so crooked? Somebody should have said something. I just finally looked at it. You're probably not. You guys are probably just listening, not looking. Anyway, I am going to go ahead and finish up the stream after this because I need to get some supper in the oven and my knee has had enough. Yeah, a lot of that going around. I know the weather. You've been crocheting for the last little while and listening. Yeah, that's what I figured. Nobody was yelling me. When Zombie is here, she's like, camera! She's a good moderator. Anyway, thank you very much, Mass Bandit, for stopping by and sticking around. And I appreciate that, as well as you, Snoring Cat. I will leave this little bit on here because I'm not done with this. I have lots more to go. Let's go to this one and say adios for tonight. I hope to stream on Thursday. I will not jinx myself and say a time because I did that for today and it just didn't work. No way, no how. So this worked good. I really am glad I got to chat with people who haven't been able to catch me for a little bit. So that's awesome. I will see you all, and until later, happy spinning. Bye.